Well, hello, and welcome to my home.
Well, hello, and welcome to my home. If you're new to my channel, my boyfriend Ben and I bought a house here in Milwaukee about a year ago, and we've been working on renovating it ever since, and the main level is officially, finally donezo. There was times where I was overwhelmed and I thought that the work was never going to be able to get finished, but here we are 12 months later with a fully finished main floor. Ben's not big on being on camera, so I'm kind of forcing him to be in this one so that way I can hear what he thinks about each room, since he kind of gave me creative control throughout this process. So yeah, enough chit chat. I'm gonna go grab him and let's get this tour started.
The entryway.
Alright, I thought it was only fitting that we start in the entryway, since this is the first room that you walk into when you come into our house. This is a small little room, and all I had to do was do a couple coats of paint, but I feel like there's a lot of stuff that has like a personal meaning to us, so it's cute, it's special.
Yeah, I really like the little pieces of artwork that we have in here. Like there's a print from this artist Beth Vogel that we both really like. There's like a little beehive that like screws into the ceiling that I think is really cool and sort of like a little surprise.
It's cool because Ryan Metke, who is this artist that we know from Brooklyn, he was putting these all around the streets of Brooklyn, like, I don't know, years ago, and Ben wrote a little story about him, and he gave him one as a token of his appreciation, which was pretty cool.
And the entryway rug from your best friend Trish.
Yeah, Trish was very kind and sent us a little housewarming gift, and I love her rugs, I love her work in general, so it's nice to have a little piece of her in the house.
Totally.
The living room.
Well, hello. Welcome to my living room.
So this was the first room done in the house. It definitely had, I think, the most damage on the walls that I had to spackle and sand and blah, blah, blah before I could paint.
What I do like though about the walls in here is the arches. Like I feel like of all the rooms in the house, like the arches like have their moment in this room.
Yeah, well that was the thing that we were talking about with the kitchen. We're like, do we bust out the wall and have like an open concept kitchen? But then we would lose all the arches.
Right, so we kept it.
Yeah, I think it was a good choice.
What's your favorite thing about this room?
My favorite thing about this room would probably be the plants.
You stole mine.
I stole yours?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I just think ever since we got the new one over by the record stand, it's I think it really like just makes the room feel full of life. And would you change anything about this room?
Well, the one thing I want to change, which I think we're already like on the same page about, is the wall over here, like getting rid of the credenza and putting a little piano in.
Yeah. We're getting Ben a little upright piano down the road because he is a master piano player.
I'm really not.
Yeah, right, dude. You're so good. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for this room. It's cute, clean, simple,
Yeah,
bright.
The dining room.
We actually do a lot of things in here.
Yeah, I think this is actually one of my favorite rooms in the house. It just has really nice light and it feels very warm, and all the plants. I love it.
Yeah, and I spend a lot of time in here working, so it's nice to have like a cozy little space that's pretty bright most of the day.
Yeah, totally. What's your favorite thing?
Well, I'm going to talk about the table because it's a piece that I bought when I first moved to my apartment in Milwaukee. It's just like a classic mid-century silhouette with the tapered legs, so I think it's super cute, and I hope it's something that we're going to have for a long time.
If I was to have to pick something for my favorite, it would be the floating shelf. I'd never done something like that before, where it was like taking up the drywall and...
Yeah, it was cool to see you like figure that out.
Yeah, it was cool.
The kitchen.
This room was a lot of work.
Yeah, this room was like totally gnarly.
Yeah, but I feel like this is like where we kind of figured stuff out.
Yeah.
And like, you know, like your parents came and helped us, and like we kind of got our hands like really dirty for the first time.
Yeah, I think it was a learning experience for us, just ripping everything out and then putting it all back together. And
like, even though the footprint is like still basically the same, it feels like a pretty big transformation to me. Like, it feels bigger, it's brighter with the cabinets over here gone. We moved the vent down, so it's like actually functional now.
yeah, the vent was a big problem because when we first moved in, there was an air vent on the wall over the stove, so we couldn't put up any cabinets because there was a vent there. So that was my first experience hiring like an HVAC company to move a vent. But yeah, I think my favorite part of this room is the floor. I just love terrazzo, and this was a really inexpensive solution. I know we're talking about doing wood floors throughout eventually. I think it was the biggest impact for the least amount of money. So I'd say the floor, I love it.
I like overall in here, just like how it all came together. I think it sort of started our design inspiration a little bit. And so like this sort of like set the tone. So I just feel like this room has that place.
The hallway.
The hallway, a small little room.
Yeah, it's the heart of the house though, and I think a fresh coat of paint and the black ceiling really gave it a little pop.
Yeah, it definitely felt like a little dark and dingy in here, but now it doesn't feel that way.
And it's cool because it's like a corridor to all the rooms in the house. Like everywhere in the house that you want to get to is from this little spot.
Right, like you said, it's like the little heart of the home.
The guest room.
The guest room.
The guest room was a lot.
I mean, I didn't really do anything in here, but I feel like a common theme in our house has been like lightening and brightening. Of like any of the rooms in the house that like really live up to that, it's this room for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that paint job that was in here was like a very dark blue, and there was paint all over the ceiling from the roller. So I was just super pumped to get in here and just make it a clean canvas and make it just blank so that we can do whatever moving forward.
Yeah, and I feel like in here there's some cute pieces of art that are really kind of like yours.
Yeah, I want to talk about the artwork a little bit. I really love the Nick and Nat Miller moose head. That is, I don't know, I got that in Brooklyn maybe, when did we get that? Like 9 years ago, 8 years ago?
Yeah, we lived in the apartment on Manhattan Avenue.
Yeah.
And there's like a fun photo of us carrying it home and I have it over my face.
And also one of my favorite pieces is an original print from my buddy Abby's book, Carry This Book. I fell in love with those pages when I saw them in the book, so when I was given the opportunity to actually get the original artwork, I was like, yes. I also really like the headboard in here. That was my first time like messing with 1x2s, and it's pretty minimal and simple, but that's what I wanted for this room. I wanted if a guest came to like kind of be in this neutral space that wasn't too overwhelming and kind of peaceful, so I think that was accomplished with this room.
The primary bedroom.
I really enjoy how this room turned out because we actually put like some color into the space.
Yeah, I think I was kind of over the neutral tones,
Yeah.
you know, doing that in every room, so I wanted to have a little bit more fun in here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying color now and we're like surrounded by black, but
Oh my god, it's not funny.
What's your favorite thing?
the headboard thing.
Mhm.
I think it's just like the piece in the room.
Yeah, I agree. I had a vision, and I'm really happy that it actually worked out.
Yeah, you put a ton of work into it. Like, I feel like this, like when I would come in and watch you doing the work on the wall, like it was when I really realized like how much time and tediousness went into pulling this stuff together. So good job.
Thanks, Bill.
What's your favorite piece of artwork in here?
Probably the Guy Bourdon print. I think Guy Bourdon is like one of my favorite fashion photographers from the 70s, and I know, fashion photography.
And you too, be it male or female, can be very fashionable.
But, you know, I think it really adds a little pop in here. That's what inspired me to do the green on the bed, and I think it just all came together.
The bathroom.
When we first moved in, there was a countertop that went from that wall over to the window, and it was covering the toilet, and it made it feel like it was super small. So I think putting in this new sink and kind of opening up the floor just made it feel a lot bigger. But yeah, I think, you know, the tile was the beginning of the whole thing. So once that was decided on, then we were able to move forward with the design portion of everything.
I like the tile too.
I think the tile looks amazing. I love the tile.
After you put in like all the little finishing details,
Yeah.
like, it came together super good.
I'm just really happy that we get a shower on the main floor now, because this had no shower. So once that was plumbed in, it was like a brand new house.
Yeah, I think it's good that the bathroom was last because it was so technical,
Yes, it was a lot.
but it really turned out nice. Like I feel like it sort of got like the most designed feeling in the house.
Yeah, I feel like everything really like came together and complements. It's good.
Good job.
Thanks, Boo. Thank you guys so much for watching our little house tour. This has been a labor of love, and hopefully you like what we've done to the house so far. There's still a lot more to go, so definitely subscribe if you aren't, so that way you can be updated when the next video comes out. And if you haven't watched any of these room makeovers, definitely go back and check those out. Thanks for doing this with me, Boo.
Totally.
Love you.
Love you too.
Bye. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed our little house tour.